This is our segment from Hive, and we are presenting Hive, which is our new synthesizer, which is coming out in May, we hope, maybe even late April, but we think it's going to be in May. And Hive is very different from anything that we've done before. It's focused on simplicity. You have normal oscillator, sub-oscillator, filter, envelopes on one side, and the same set of modules also on the right hand side, and they're actually the same thing, and they have few parameters, and despite having few parameters we have a modulation matrix down here that lets us pretty much modulate any parameter that's visible on the user interface, as well as some parameters like here we can modulate the phase. There's no phase knob here, but with the modulation we can actually set the phase of the oscillator. So there's some hidden parameters that you don't always need. And this creates a very fast workflow, so you can dial in your sounds rather quickly, and it's still very, very flexible because of the power of the modulation matrix. It also has a built-in step sequencer, and what we did there is that you can go into record and then you just play whatever you want as a sequence, and then it's there, and when you go into play it just plays that, right? So it's very simple, very fast, very easy to create sequences and set up modulations. It also has effects. We have like the typical effects that you need, like distortion, delay, reverb, compressor, chorus, EQ, phaser, and you can change the order. And at any time, everything you need is on one single page. There is a little bit of tabbing between modulation matrix 1, modulation matrix 2, but it's 12 slots in total. And there's a keyboard if you want to try to do things on the keyboard. If you don't have an actual keyboard, just use the mouse. And the other thing is, we have 3 synth engines. This one is the dirty one, there's a normal and a clean one. These change the character or the tone of the filters and the oscillators. And the most important thing about Hive is that it's very low on CPU. So we even actually put a CPU meter in here, and even if you play a lot of chords and really, really big sounds, it'll hardly ever move on a modern machine. On a really old machine, like let's say a Core 2 Duo or something, that would have problems with, let's say, Diva or Bacilla, Hive will just work. It will just, yeah, well, it's a low CPU synth. The other thing is, we have a very comfortable preset browser. It's going to ship with roughly 1,500 factory presets, and we got contributions from the beta test. We have 2,000 presets roughly contributed from third parties, and yeah, so this is our low CPU, big sound, many presets, and a really great sounding synthesizer from us, and a very different concept to anything we had so far. And that's it, right?